You do not start with a bank account, or a family legacy, or a $1 million transporter sitting in the paddock. You start with exactly $0. Your garage is a drafty wooden shed behind a rusted trailer park. Your toolbox is missing half its sockets, and your racing suit is a hand-me-down coverall soaked in 5 different types of motor oil. When you look at the kids racing against you on the local dirt tracks, you realize something terrifying very quickly. They have parents who can buy them 10 sets of fresh tires every single weekend. You have a gallon of pump gas, a prayer, and a set of bald rubber tires you begged off a tire shop scrap pile after dark. Every time you pull up to the starting line, your entire world is hanging by a single thread. If you blow an engine, your season is over. If you hit the concrete wall, your career is over, because there is no sponsor coming to save you. There is no family trust fund to write a check, and there is no backup car sitting in the trailer. You are driving on pure desperation, knowing that if you do not finish in the top 3 tonight, you will not have enough cash to pay for the gas to tow your rig back home. That kind of pressure does something strange to a human mind. It strips away all the neat, polite, corporate habits that rich drivers learn in racing schools. It teaches you how to feel the dirt through the seat of your pants, how to sense the exact microsecond your rear tires begin to slide, and how to drive a car past its absolute mechanical limit, because losing simply is not an option. And then, during a frozen midnight in late October, the impossible happens. You are leading the regional championship race, 3 laps from the biggest paycheck of your life, when your engine suddenly begins to spit fire from under the hood. The temperature gauge pins itself into the red zone. The steering wheel vibrates so hard your knuckles go completely numb, and you smell burning oil filling the cockpit. You have 2 choices: pull over, save the engine, and walk away with nothing, or keep your foot pinned to the floor, gamble every dime you have ever earned, and hope the car does not explode before the checkered flag drops. You do not lift, you tighten your grip. Close your eyes for a fraction of a second, and shove the throttle straight into the floorboards. The engine screams like metal tearing apart metal. Smoke pours into your helmet. But as you cross the line 3 inches ahead of second place, the motor dies completely. You just won the biggest race of your life on a completely destroyed engine. That single victory gets you noticed, but it does not make you rich, not yet. When you step into the lower ranks of national stock car racing, the scale of the game changes, and the financial cliff gets 10 times deeper. Now, you are stepping into a garage area where 18-year-old drivers step out of multi-million-dollar luxury motorhomes, wearing custom fire suits sponsored by multinational corporations. They have team engineers analyzing telemetry on digital screens. They have pit crews trained like Olympic athletes. And they look at you like you are a trespassing mechanic who lost his way. You are still hauling your car on an open trailer behind a beating-up pickup truck. You spend your nights sleeping on a grease-stained cot inside the trailer, eating cold gas station sandwiches, while studying track layouts on a crumpled paper notebook. They call you an outsider. They call you aggressive. What they do not understand is that you are not aggressive because you want to be. You are aggressive because you are surviving. When a rich driver approaches a corner, he thinks about his line, his tire wear, and his points standing. When you approach a corner, you think about the rent payment due on Monday, and the fact that passing the car ahead of you is the only way you eat this week. You drive with a chip on your shoulder the size of an engine block, and pretty soon, those corporate drivers start dreading the sight of your bumper in their rearview mirrors, because they know you will stick your car into gaps that do not exist. They know you will ride the wall at 200 miles an hour, scraping paint, throwing sparks, refusing to back down because you have nothing left to lose. But just when you think your raw talent is finally going to force the sport to recognize you, reality slaps you right back down to the pavement. Before a major showcase race in Charlotte, your main sponsor suddenly pulls out. The check bounces. You are stranded in the garage with a race car, no tire budget, and $300 left in your bank account. If you cannot buy tires, you cannot race. If you cannot race, your dream dies right here on the concrete. So you do something insane. You walk over to a rival team owner, a tough, silver-haired veteran who built his own empire decades ago, and you make him a proposition that sounds like absolute madness. You offer to drive his backup car for free. No salary, no guaranteed money, no safety net. If you wreck the car, you work in his shop for 3 years for zero pay to clear the debt. If you win, he gives you a full-time contract for the next season. The old man looks at you for a long, uncomfortable moment. He sees the grease under your fingernails, the exhaustion in your eyes, and the terrifying, dangerous hunger that money can never buy. He hands you a pen and points toward the car. That night, under the blinding stadium lights, you do not just drive, you orchestrate a masterpiece of pure, unadulterated street warfare. You thread the needle between 4,000-pound machines going 190 miles an hour, sliding sideways through the turns, running inches from the concrete wall. You do not have the fastest car on the track. You do not have the best pit crew, but you have an absolute refusal to surrender. With 2 laps to go, you pull off a move so risky, so breathtakingly audacious, that the TV announcers go completely silent on the broadcast. You dive under the leader into turn 3, locking up the brakes, hanging the rear tires over the edge of control, and drive out of turn 4 with the lead. You win the race, and just like that, the kid who started with $0 snaps open the doors to the elite tier of professional racing. Now the money starts coming, but so do the traps. Suddenly, you're not just a driver anymore. You are an asset. You step into the Cup Series. And suddenly your life is no longer entirely your own. Corporate PR teams try to smooth over your rough edges. They tell you how to speak, how to stand, what to say on television, and how to avoid offending the Fortune 500 companies paying millions to put their logos on your hood. You go from worrying about $50 for a used tire to managing multi-million-dollar endorsement contracts, private jets, and luxury homes. Your bank account climbs from thousands to tens of millions to over $300 million across your career. You buy the mansions, you own the exotic cars. You sit in high-level boardrooms with billionaires who treat you like royalty. On paper, you have won everything a human being could ever dream of winning. You turned nothing into an empire but the track. Never forgets what it costs to stay at the top. At 200 miles an hour, money cannot buy you extra grip in a 50-degree bank turn. Money cannot stop a 4,000-pound car from smashing into a concrete wall when a front tire explodes down the front stretch at Daytona. During the peak of your championship run, it happens. A sudden mechanical failure sends you headfirst into the wall at nearly 200 miles an hour. The impact is so violent it tears the suspension clean off the frame, knocks the breath completely out of your lungs, and sends a shockwave through your spine that you feel down to your toes. Inside the crushed cockpit, surrounded by smoke and the smell of high-octane fuel, time stops. Your body is screaming in agony, your head is spinning, your vision is blurred, and for the first time in your life, a quiet, dark voice inside your head asks a terrifying question: is all this money worth dying for? When the medical crew cuts you out of the car, the doctors tell you to sit out for 6 months. They tell you your body needs time to heal, that your career can wait, that you already have millions in the bank and nothing left to prove. If you walk away now, you walk away rich, healthy, and safe. If you put the helmet back on, one more hit could end your life forever. The entire sport is watching, waiting to see if the tough, blue-collar kid from the dirt tracks has finally been broken by wealth and safety. You sit in your quiet, sterile hospital room, looking at your hands. The scars are still there. The faint stains of motor oil under your fingernails are still there. You realize something profound in that silence. You did not endure the poverty, the hunger, the cold nights in rusted trailers, just to become soft when things got comfortable. You did not race for the money, the hunger, the cold nights in rusted trailers, just to become soft when things got comfortable. You did not race for the money,